Well, hello. This is my first tape, so I just kind of wanted to take you guys through on what I've been building here. Thanks to John Ahrens and his first idea of his M cell, and or his Jazz M. I want to show you how all that's wired up, and of course, taking something simple like Sirhoax's clamshell idea for hydrogen. I want to show that to you. I think it's quite brilliant. I did cut a little hole in the bottom so the air can, or the water can go in there quite easily. It seemed like I'm getting more production that way than with the tight seams on the side. So, to make the hydrogen, I've got a soft water system that uses potassium pellets instead of salt. So basically I'm using tap water, but it's softened tap water. So it does have a higher rate of potassium in it, as the electrolyte seems to be working pretty darn good. This is my workbench in my garage. I actually do woodworking. And this whole idea of free energy and over unity has definitely piqued my interest, especially with the pulsing idea of a pulse motor and being able to extract copious amounts of hydrogen from water with a simple lawn and garden battery has been very fascinating to me. I'm just going to walk over here and excuse me, I'm lighting my cigarette. Anyway, let's get to what I built here. First of all this stuff I got was from Lowe's and Home Depot. As you can see, the motor has the 4 magnets on it, and those are just 4 ceramic magnets that I got from Home Depot. I got the piping from Home Depot. Sorry about that, the air compressor came on. And I always have bolts laying around the garage, and I did have to buy some wire off the internet. I got 20 gauge wire to wrap my, you guys can see that, it's a magnetic wire at bulkwire.com. They're very fast, maybe more expensive, but I got my wire in like 2 days. That's important to me. There's normally my woodworking saw, but as you can see, it's meant for other things. I did test some smaller coils, and of course there's 22 gauge wire on that one. That did not work as well as the 20 gauge wire on the 3/8 bolt. I did do a 20 gauge wire around a 5/16 bolt that worked well, but I got more turns out of the 3/8 bolt, even though it's thicker. As you can see, I made it a little bit bigger, so I was able to get more wire wrapped around that. Okay. Basic setup is simple. You've got your battery. You'll hear that in a minute. That's the clicking sound you're going to hear in a little bit from the relay. And there's my switch, my relay or reed switch that I got from simplemotors.com. They're very good, very efficient. That's the only thing I got from, well, I actually got 2 things from them. One is I bought 2 reed switches and 2 ZNRs to kind of reduce the spark. I thought I could do that, make this pulse motor without the relay, but there's just way too much voltage going through there, or amps or whatever. I'm no frickin' electrical engineer, that's for sure, so I don't know any of this stuff. I just build things, and that's what I do. I enjoy it. So I soldered the ZNR in parallel, and it did reduce the spark some, but putting the relay on there completely got rid of the spark as to not damage the relay, because if you don't have any kind of, I mean, if that blue plasma arc stays on there, it's just going to weld the reed switch together. So I did have to put plexiglass up here to hold the reed switch, because when I just had a bar going across here, one of the magnets flew off. Even though I did epoxy it on there, it was going so fast the magnet just flew off and knocked this off the table, and it could have hit me in the face. It was going so fast, and it fell all the way off, and kind of obviously have to build a better stand now because this got really rickety. So anyway, you can see how easily it spins. I've got very, very good bearings. I am using roller skate bearings, as you can see on the sides, and here they are. Whoop. There's one rolling around here. Anyway, you can get better bearings, but these are, if you can read that, probably not. These are ABEC 9. You can get up to ABEC 16. If anybody knows about that, you can get them online, or my sister's a roller derby girl, so she had these laying around because she went and bought ABEC 16. So I said, oh, let me have your ABEC 9. So there we go. Okay, now to see the motor running. I did want to test the back EMF, because just the other day John Aarons wrote me and told me how to wire up the bridge connector to charge another battery. I didn't have another battery. I'm going to get one tomorrow, and that's the same, I believe, the same lawn and garden battery that John uses. But I did test it with this small motor, and I'll show you guys that in just a second. And what I did is I did the relay and stuff, but I took another lead off the coil on each side of the coil, because it is producing AC current, and then I put it to the bridge rectifier, which is quite ingenious little device here, if I must say. Okay, I put the two alternating leads here, and the AC negative here, I mean not AC, DC negative here, and DC positive here, and over here I had the little motor attached to it, which I'll hook up in just a minute, just to show you guys that there is some definite power coming off of that coil, which is fascinating to me. So here we go. Let's crank it up and watch it roll. I'm going to set the camera down and get it set up. You can see it. Okay. Let's get it going the right direction here for the most speed. Oh. That sucker is hauling butt. If I were to guess, I would say at least 1,500 RPMs, which is really buzzing. You can see the little wobble over here. That I'm pushing down on it now really hard. See the torque that's on it. Anyway, I did get a bent rod, and this over here I didn't glue in straight, so I got kind of a wobble. That's why you see it shaking a little bit, but you can see the idea, it's working. You can sure hear that relay cruise. I'm going to hook up this little battery, or this little motor, here on the back EMF off that bridge rectifier. And this thing is booking. I don't know if you can see that. I can barely slow this little motor down. It's almost impossible for me to stop it. You can see the little spark. I don't know if you can see that on the camera, but I'm going to put a little fan on there so you can see how fast that sucker's moving. And it's moving pretty good. You can see inside, maybe, it rotating with the magnet.